I was just explaining to someone today the necessity of staying focused in our consciousness and our connection with God, and that we can't change anything but ourselves. If there is ever more an emphasis, it should be now. It's not about presidents, it's not about Trump, it's not about Biden, it's not about Congress, left or right. It's about us. We have got to sustain a highest level of consciousness and connection to God through doing mitzvahs and showing kindness to everyone. I had this thought today during my meditation. I think, who's that? Kevin. Welcome, Kevin, to the group. Before we get started, Kevin, are you there? I just wanted to say,
I'm here. I just got.
Excellent. I was just thinking today, how can we, as people, as human beings trapped in physicality, and you realize physicality influences everything. It influences the way we think. It influences the way we connect spiritually. The sooner that we exceed physicality, the sooner we're going to get to a place that we will bring in Mashiach. What do I mean by that? How can I or you ever exceed physicality if we don't start doing the spiritual or ethereal or whatever you want to call it levels of connection through loving kindness, through appreciation for your fellow? It doesn't matter who they are, black, white, Hispanic, in our neighborhoods. It exceeds our levels of comprehension when it comes to each other and why we must improve ourselves. If I can't improve myself on being full of loving kindness to another person, how do I ever expect to have Mashiach come? If I don't ever improve my connection with God, how do I ever expect Mashiach to come and rectify this? We have to be what I call the remnant of people that connect to God at a higher level. That means disconnecting ourselves from the world of physicality that says this is how you operate it, this is what you think, this is how you do, this is what you do to be a better person, et cetera, et cetera. We need to rise above physicality. I cannot emphasize that more. Our group is a fantastic group of people that know how important that is. Tar, you have something to say?
I can't help but address fear. And if we let this fear that's run rampant worldwide take us over, get into our head, there is, it replaces our trust in Hashem. And,
right.
and you talk about reaching out to mankind. If we're so fearful for ourselves, we have no room for compassion or anything for other people or caring. Right. We think we do, but what comes first? Oh, me. I don't want to die. I'm sorry. But the whole fear thing has just, I don't know.
Look,
I don't know if it has me worried. It's not angry. It's just disappointed.
Right.
That mankind is just consumed by fear.
Right. So here we go. We know by the Ramchal and many other great wise sages of Judaism that says that your anger displaces your Torah. I would add to that, your fear displaces Torah. Your concerns displaces Torah. We have to focus tightly on the connection to the creator of the universe, and we must keep ourselves anchored in the knowledge of the wisdom of Torah. We've got to. We can't afford to anchor ourselves in physicality. And I'm telling you, I saw it today so clearly that if we will open ourselves up to say, I'm not going to be entrapped by physicality. And guys, when I say physicality, I'm talking about everything in the physical world that obsesses and possesses and consumes us. We've got to rise above that to say there is only one important factor. That is God's divine essence and God's divine purpose. If we do that, we're going to move along to a whole nother level. And I am so excited to be able to try to influence you guys to be a part of that. Our issue is, as I said before, how can we ever get beyond physicality if we stay entrapped by what physicality says that we should be, do, act, and think? We need to stop it. We need to realize that being embroiled in all of the negativity that is in media, all the negativity that is in Facebook, et cetera, is a trap to get us, to bring us to the lowest level of humanity. This is why we're in the age of Mashiach. Mashiach is attempting to get those who are righteous to rise above all of those things. And it is my fervent prayer, guys, that we, as a small group of people that love Hashem, should disengage from all those things and to engage in what is the most important. My wife today, this is what started the process. My wife, early this morning, we went to the store. She went in quickly into Aldi, didn't have any bags. And there was another woman of another race and religion, clearly, that she said she saw my wife with her arms full of things. She didn't have a bag. All these are places that you have to bring your own bags in. I don't know if you guys know that, but my wife didn't have bags. And she said, oh, well, just put all your stuff in my basket. And when you get up to the counter, just take them out and put them on. Don't worry about it. And my wife came out and said, this is what life is about. This is about connecting with people that are not like you and connecting on a human, rational, loving kindness basis that works. And she says, why is it that you and I do not see the division that we think exists and we see the reality of what really exists? So we have got to look beyond physicality. Oh my goodness, guys, look beyond physicality to look at the level of connection that we have with humans and with God. There are many humans that have connections that we don't understand, and it's not our business. Our connection is to show the glory and the beauty of divinity in our world. That concludes my little shiur. I'm sorry, David, for doing that to you, but it had to be delivered.
I just want to do a quick sound check before we start. Can you guys hear me good?
No, you're fantastic.
Okay, good. By the way, I appreciate, Tar, what you were saying as I was signing in. I agreed with you 100%.
Yeah, Tar, thank you for the insight. Sandy, did you have something you wanted to say before we go into class?
Yeah, just quickly, that our time in these classes, Sunday afternoon, Tuesday, tonight, in the morning, should be a safe haven for us where we can come in and leave all of that out.
Yes.
And now we can come here and focus on Torah and improving ourselves. And this should be a haven for us to get away from all of that and not let that come into our discussions in our group.
I agree. So one of the things that I want to emphasize about our community, and we have always been this way, is to never, what do you call it, entwine ourselves in the physicality of politics and of whatever's out there. It doesn't matter. It's it's whatever. I'm not interested in news media. Uh, I'm not interested in any of those things. Not that they don't matter as a political emphasis, then do what you can do to change. But in the TEV, in this community, our focus is improving ourselves and growing closer to Hashem. That's it. Bottom line.
Hmm.
And
Oh, I agree. It's like even in the discussion time, I think sometimes we get into discussion time and we let our hair down a little bit. I'm always a little squeamish because sometimes like people will be saying things and they know I agree with them, but we also have to be sensitive to the fact that there's people here that could be in the call who don't share those views. And all of a sudden now, all that Torah learning, like Sandy was saying, all that Torah learning now is out the window in 30 seconds. And all
right.
they can think about is how irritated they are because I don't agree with that opinion.
Right. And that's why.
And I've done it. I've been guilty of it at times. You know, you get a little loose in the saddle sometimes. And
I agree.
Yeah.
And I think that that's for these videos that will eventually go over public and YouTube, et cetera. I'm not worried about censorship. I'm worried about censorship from the divine, from the Holy One, blessed be He, to say, I won't put my blessing on something that doesn't revert back to Him and His purpose. And so I think we need to keep our focus
Mhm.
on Torah as we have always done and elevate and bring people to the highest level of consciousness to know that only Hashem matters in our life, period.